The brother is asking that we are encouraged and to sacrifice for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the closeness to Allah Azza wa Jal. And what if the person have responsibility of certain people upon them, or they're running a business, or they are actually have a family they have to support and things. The answer to that is that is the misconception I'm trying to erase in people's mind, and that was the whole purpose of my discourse, this and also the coming discourses, that this is one of the barriers and this is one of the ways through which shaitan keeps you away from Allah. You cannot come close to Allah only when you leave, for example, your family, or leave your workplace, or leave your home, or do this type of sacrifice. That's what I've been saying it all through my discourse, that you can become close to Allah while staying wherever you are. Wherever you are. Only the dimension of sacrifice will change for you. Some person, maybe he is free, he can go invite others as well. But maybe for you, the sacrifice is firstly to bring your family into the Islamic norms and purified people, or actually purify yourself, or if you are doing business and work, dealings with people. That is why our Mashaykh say, the tariqah Muhammadiyah in that is, that we don't take people out of the world, we take the world out of people, if you understand. मशाइख ने फरमाया कि हम लोगों को दुनिया से बाहर नहीं निकालते उनके कारोबारों बीवी बच्चों से, बल्कि दुनिया को लोगों के अंदर से बाहर निकालते। यानी एक है शेख अबुल हसन अली शाज़ली से पास बंदा आया, वो कहता है कि आई वांट क्लोजनेस ऑफ अल्लाह बट आई कांट लीव माय फैमिली एंड कांट लीव वर्क एंड द सर्कल विच आई हैव लोकेलिटी इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट, क्योंकि लोगों के ज़हनों में, in people's mind, somehow this idea shaitan has put of rahbaniyya, which Rasulullah said, La rahbaniyyata fil Islam. In Islam, there is no monasticism at all. Monasticism is this, that you leave. In Islam is that you become a wali of Allah while living in your locality, while doing a business. You become a wali of Allah while you are plowing the fields. You become a wali of Allah whilst you are a teacher. Wherever society, in whichever society you are living. So, in response to your question, let's know that person will not be asked to make that kind of sacrifices, which are also rights of people, which Islam has laid down itself to be fulfilled. So, like for example, in the lifetime of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one person said, Ya Rasulullah, I have given my name in such a such jihad. Imagine how important that jihad will be, which Rasulullah would participate in, and how much Islam will need people there, and how much. He said, I've given my name in jihad, but my wife is also, has never given her name. She intends to go on Hajj. So Prophet ﷺ said, you go with your wife actually to Hajj. Others were actually sacrificing things. So meaning now the rights of the wife or the company are to Hajj actually take preference. That was the instruction for him. So in no way any Islamic sacrifice requires you to actually abandon the rights of people or violate the rights of people who are there. Whilst fulfilling them, a person can make sacrifices according to one's own level. And people do make sacrifices, like in dunya you may say, some people from in our Asian countries, their parents are there, their wives are there, their children are there. Many years they come and live in this country to fulfill their rights in another way, or they're separated, they made a kind of sacrifice. Being separate from them, they're earning, after 2-3 years or 4 years they go back, but they had made sacrifice. So for deen as well a person can. And if that type of demand comes, like in the time of Rasulullah when there was whole Islam was in danger, then a person is asked to abandon everything. That is that is emergency level. invitation which you are talking about, where a person is asked to even sacrifice now the rights of wife, rights of now he cannot consider. Like in the Battle of Uhud, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that all people should go. He announced, not him actually, Hazrat Bilal announced that radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has decided to fight the war outside the city. All people should come. So the companions, at that time they had no option that you have wife or children, or if at that time anyone stayed behind, they were actually will be punished, meaning in the sense that they will actually be disobedient to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam unless they have a proper excuse. Still some people stayed behind, like Hazrat Usman radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he stayed in some wars. One of his wives, the daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was ill, he was looking after. So these people were still excused. But then there were people like Hazrat Hamza radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, who had such a relationship with Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that as I said, the closeness of Allah means strengthening, weakening in relation with the creation, strengthening the relationship with Allah and His Messenger. That is what reaching Allah. And he had this at the very highest level, that he was given the title of the Lion of Allah and His Messenger. But how did he express this? That it is said in the books that when he was called, when Hazrat Bilal made announcement for the Battle of Uhud, someone gave him something to eat or drink, that you are going for war. That immediately the announcement they heard that Rasulullah was instructed to go out and fight, and his wife or someone in the home, they gave him something to eat, that eat or drink this, because now in the scorching sun you have to fight and things. But he said, no, now the instruction of Rasulullah has come to my ears. Even eating or drinking something, I will not, until I face the enemies of Allah and His Messenger. So one is that type of people. So what this shows is only that how much attachment and strong relationship they had with Allah and His Messenger. And that is what determines closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not outward worship only. Shaitan had worshipped very much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala outwardly, was observing taqwa and doing a lot of worship, but the attachment with Allah was not so strong. And when he commanded, he didn't bow down, because he had more strong relationship with his own nafs than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he chose his own nafs. That is why it's easy for many people to read Salatul Tasbih, and they are doing Nawafil, they are doing Zikr. But that Mujahida which really takes you towards Allah very quickly, which is opposing the nafs. Doing Mujahida against any evil thought or any desire of the sin, or any sin opportunity comes and you reject it. That is the kind of Mujahida really which actually shows how much attachment or relationship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala you have, not the positive worship. Because that on nafs it is not hard. You can do dhikr for 1 hour, but to same person will find hard actually to observe his tongue or eyes from sin, maybe out for 5 minutes. But he can do dhikr. Ab 10 days we are sitting here, there is no opportunity of sin as such. So it's easier. We are doing worship is positive, but this positive worship is given so that this strength of character, strength of attachment, connection with Allah come, so that when anything opposes it, we can withhold that rope. That is the real thing.